This is first Mixed Media Minutes of 2019. I'm Finnabair in my studio and I'm here with Prima Marketing, and we are going to show you new waxes, new colors of waxes, the molds and the pastes, two exciting kinds of pastes. And I'm so very happy to see so many of my friends and my Facebook friends and students joining. It's absolutely lovely to see you, and I did my best to do something with my hair. I'm going to go to hairdressers tomorrow, but you know, life is life. So good morning to Australia, and I can see a lot of people. Okay, so let me give you a quick look first. You can see some of the products waiting here already. Okay, I've got some things ready to show you the samples. I've got my project, so I think we can start. I will switch you to the top view and you will have a chance to see just more of the details. Some of the products will be kind of easy to understand because you've seen them before, so I hope it will be just pure pleasure. And you can see I'm excited about that, right? So first of all, I have to tell you how hard it is to get some of the things really happening. So sometimes you have to work on the project for far longer than you expected, and you have to reverse some of the ideas, and you have to go back and reverse and go back and just try to see if they're going to work. So that was the case with some of the colors, and here we've got a little bit different color palette of the new metallic waxes. I was trying to get the colors which will be vibrant, which means they will be strong colored metallics, and this is not easy with mica. Unfortunately, mica is a natural mineral and it only comes in a limited amount of colors. There is not much you can do about it. I will put some of the molds here so you can have a peek before we even look at them. Okay, so we had to work on the solutions, how to make waxes really visible, really strong, really beautiful. And sometimes you have to sacrifice your best idea. You can't achieve everything, so this is the best selection we could get so far. And because I wanted to be ready, I've got some already painted with black gesso little elements. These are the elements taken from the molds. I've got them in black and I've got them in white. These are all the ones taken from the new molds, so it will be a bit exciting. And I've got papers. This is scrapbooking paper, and it is painted with black gesso, so we can compare how the colors will look like on the white and on the black surface. All the products we are showing you today are going to be released to the shops in the next week or two. So the shops are going to place orders in the next week or two, so you should see them in 3-4 weeks on the shelves. So that should be quite soon, I think. And let's have a look at the waxes. If you used the waxes before, for example, this is the white gold wax. So this is one of the metallic waxes I had before. You know, they smell quite nice with vanilla. This is exactly the same tin. We changed the packaging. We made it a little bit more steampunky, and I hope you like it. And the formula is basically the same. We only worked on the colors. So we were trying to use different kind of micas and pigments to achieve the colors that would be the most beautiful. So new collection of the metallic waxes is all about vibrant colors. I was trying to get as many interesting shades as possible. So we've got something green, baby blue, baby pink. We've got something which is turquoise, a very beautiful orange tone, delicate purple, strong, vibrant purple, denim, and finally stronger fuchsia pink. I will try to show you now, maybe starting with the lighter colors, because that will keep my fingers clean for longer. And the first one we're looking at is Sweet Rose, and this is quite delicate pink color. I will now apply it on the paper so you can see the difference. Okay, so Sweet Rose applied on white and black, and we will also wax pieces of these are like plaster elements taken from molds, so you can see how the color is going to work on both. Okay, so you can see this color is not super covering. To get very strong coverage, like the full coverage on the darker surfaces, you probably will need 2 coats, but there's no significant difference between the dark and white, so the Sweet Rose is going to be nice, like almost like blushy pink color. Very nice, and something that we were missing in the palette. Second one is again the lighter color. This is called Blue Lagoon, and Blue Lagoon is this lovely shade of delicate blue, and I'm trying to clean the brush and find a clean finger as well. So looking on the sample here, you can see Blue Lagoon. Again, we are getting more or less the same result on the white and on the black. Again, this is a little bit more on the transparent side, so probably 2 coats for full coverage of the color. So we've got Blue Lagoon now, and let's try it on something white and something black. I'm trying to find a clean brush, which is not easy on this table. You can see I'm waxing, and this is a little bit, maybe a tiny bit of the greenish tone in it, but I don't think you would be able to really see it in this light. On the white, there is no problem at all to see this is going to be full blue. All the waxes have the same formula as before, so they are permanent after drying, which means you don't have to seal them. They are like cousins of the furniture wax. That means you are going to get very, very nice permanent hard finish after they dry. They need a couple of minutes to dry. Next color is Heather Hills, and I hope you can see this is some lovely shade, something around lavender, something around heathers, and this is going to be again one of the lighter colors. You can see they're very fresh, they're very liquid now. Okay, so trying it now here. This would be the Heather Hills, and let's try it on some serious example. So let's put it on the black. Oh yeah, more or less what I expected. Nice purple shade, very good for something delicate. If you are more into delicate tones, this may be the right choice for you. I was trying to give you some nice delicate colors so you can add them to your palette if you're more on this delicate shabby girly side, and they are just doing great job. So this is Heather Hills, and they are going to work nicely together. If you put them together, you can see you can of course layer one on the top of another. You can do the highlights if you like. This is exactly the same way as we had before with the waxes. I will put them a little bit on the side now. They are drying. In the meantime, you can see I'm already very dirty. And the last one from the lighter colors, this is called Mint Sparkle. And this is one of the interesting ones, because this is green with a touch of gold in it. So on the darker colors, you will be able to see more of the gold. It's a little bit like with the Opal Magics. We were trying to get something like a warm mint color, and after some hard work, we finally achieved something really unique. You have to see it. It's more blue with the gold on the white and almost totally gold on the black. So this is like 2-in-1. This is because we could not really get this shade of mica as it is. We had to make a combination of the pigment and mica to create this color. So let's try it on the sample. I'm here now to, trying to clean my brush again. Not so easy. Oh, come on, you are not late, we're just starting. This is color number 4 and we have 9 of them, and then it's much more. Okay, so let's go on the white. This is Mint Sparkle, and this is absolutely beautiful, shiny mint color. A tiny bit of gold in it, if you can see it. Hopefully you can. And then on the black, I'm expecting this is going to be much more into gold. If you will multi-layer, more of the blue is going to show up, but just to show you the difference, okay? This one has some of the gold mica in it as well. So the Mint Sparkle, and I'm putting that here on the side as well, so you can see more of the colors. Let's have a look at the stronger colors now. We've got 5 more. They are a bit darker, and because we were using pigments to create them, you may see that some of them may stain your fingers a little bit, so don't be surprised. I don't really have that much stain on mine yet, but this is just for now because, as you know me, I'm very messy. Okay, this is almost clean. So let's look maybe at more of the blue colors. We've got 2 shades. One is called Old Denim and the other one is Peacock, because I could not describe this color better. So let's start with the denim. This is really nice shade of navy blue. This is like really this old denim color that we had before. So let's try it. And again, here we've got more or less the same shade on the white, on the black, and good covering. So I expect this is going to be less transparent than we had before. So maybe let's try on the black first. Oh, look at that. The darker colors are much more covering. So you will just need 1 coat to get lovely result. Okay. And on the white, let's get this lady maybe. This is this one from the new molds. You can see how easy it is to wax your element. I was getting ready, so I painted the plaster elements with black and clear gesso. So it's easier for me to wax them quickly. If you have very slippery surface, you can just prepare it before the same way, just adding some gesso, and it's going to work much nicer. That was all the denim color. So we are just checking this color together, you can see, together with the other ones. And let's look at the Peacock. I know people were waiting for that color because Peacock seems to be this beautiful shade of blue-green. That's turquoise, and it's absolutely beautiful. It looks like peacock's feather. And I've got some nice molds to try it on. And on the paper, maybe you can see it's a little bit more blue on the white and a little bit more green on the black. So you will have a chance to get 2 results depending on your surface. So let's try it on the wings, because it's peacock, of course, the wings. That makes sense, I think. So I'm taking the peacock wax, the metallic peacock wax, and putting that on the white. And yeah, you can't go wrong with color like that. You can't. This is just like all people's favorite, I think, because it's turquoise. It's the most amazing shade of turquoise. And let's put the same one on the black. So you'll see this one here, it's going a little bit more into green. So how cool it is. So you can get from the same peacock wax 2 shades. It's both peacock green and peacock blue. So now you know, I only called it peacock. I didn't say peacock blue or peacock green, because it's both. It's really, really both. And this is next color in our palette. So I'm going to put it here. And we've got 3 more to go, and they are really exciting. I just have to clean my hands again, so I won't spoil the fun. We've got beautiful shade of orange, purple, and pink. And they are stronger colors. So far we have tested delicate colors like Sweet Rose and the Blue Lagoon and the Heather Hills, and then Mint Sparkle, finally Old Denim, and now it was the Peacock. So we are going to look at last 3. Let's go with the orange called Firebird. And it does look like a bit like phoenix feather, I think. So another amazing color. I'm trying to find another clean brush, so I have one more. So if you look at that color, it is absolutely fiery orange, and I'm first putting that on the piece of paper for you so you can have a look. I can't really even describe how cool this color is. It's absolutely shiny and beautiful. And if you need a little bit of the warmer color in your palette, this may be your choice. I think it's one of the most beautiful colors. Let's try it on the white. Just showing you how quickly you can get the, coverage. Clumsy me, sorry. I should be a little bit more careful, but you know, I'm trying to go fast through all the things so you can see. That will be the Firebird. And now look, let's put these 2 together. Oh my God. And then let's put the same color on one of the black. You don't really see the difference here. It is almost the same shade. So here we can compare. It's going to be very, very similar, amazing fiery orange. So the Firebird. Well, I'm not saying you should get them all, but there are some favorites, I think. Yeah, it goes great with peacock. You know, birds together. That makes sense, I think. So we have 2 more. And we've got this one, which is called Indian Pink. It's beautiful fuchsia, absolutely rich shade of pink. Something between deep fuchsia and red. And then I will show you that on the paper. Again, it's very fresh. So it's very creamy. You can see this is the fuchsia pink called Indian Pink. And we have quite good coverage as well. All the darker colors should be this way. So let's put it on the white sample. You can see goes really quickly. It has a tiny bit of coral tone in it. And then we put it on the black sample as well. Yeah, it covers really, really well. So this is the Indian pink. It is just absolutely beautiful. And finally, the last one. The last one, this is Electric Violet. I was trying to find a good name for it. It is hard to describe this color. It's absolutely shiny, metallic violet tone, very rich as well. So I'm just trying to get rid of the fuchsia pink. So the Indian pink goes a little bit more on my fingers. It's just the pigment that we used for the background color. So let's try the Electric Violet. I'm trying to... You can see beautiful violet coverage. So this is going to be one of these rich colors as well. And we're going to try it again on the white element. Yep. And on the black. So you can see all the differences. Sorry. Electric Violet on black and on white. So these are new colors of the waxes, and of course I was mentioning they are permanent after drying. So if you would like to layer one on top of another, of course you can. So for example, these are very fresh, but let's take maybe this one. This is already dry, and take something in the contrasting color. For example, the Firebird on the denim blue. You can very easily add the highlights of the other color to it, and it's going to dry permanent and it's going to give you nice highlights. And of course you can combine that with the other metallic colors. So if you got these ones at home already, you can just add them on the top or on the background, and then use these ones on the top. They are the same product, just different color palette. You don't need to worry at all. They all work together. So this is add-on to the line, and we're trying to expand the color palette, and believe me, it was very hard choice. I was trying very hard to get the colors working and to get them really rich and really beautiful. This is not so easy. So I hope you like my choices, and you are going to see a lot of samples with these, because I can see my team and also girls from Prima team really fell in love with the waxes again. So what can I say? It's a little bit exciting. So I will put these on the side now. So they're going to dry, hopefully. Maybe I can use them later for something. And we're going to have a look at another group of products. This one is a little bit smaller. It's going to be the pastes. And I hope, again, you will like my choices. Please forgive my hands. We've got pastes, and these are called Unicorn Paste and, well, Unicorn Effect Paste and Golden Nugget Effect Paste. And they are nice finishes you can put on your project. They are gel based, so the gel is transparent and the ingredient inside is giving the color. I will open them for you and you will see how they work. I was really amazed with the color results, and I made samples in advance so you can see how they work. of course. Again, we've got black and white papers, so you can see them in real life. And I've got a stencil, so we can try with the stencil. First of all, these are cousins of gel medium, so they will be transparent after drying. So you can only see the color of the ingredient inside, and unicorn is the absolutely beautiful iridescent glitter, but it has a lot of tones in it. So this is something absolutely special. I hope you can see it catches the light. And then golden nugget is something that is going to imitate a little bit of sand with bits of gold in it. It doesn't look that pretty in the jar, unfortunately, because gel seems to be grayish, but in after application it looks just amazing. So this is what I did before. This is golden nugget applied and dried on black and white. So I hope you can see the result. Okay. And this is the unicorn. So if you look at the white, you will see it catches the light with a bit of the pinkish iridescent tones. And if you look at the black, it catches the light with the greens and blues and even some purples. So because I could not really figure what color is it, I decided that the unicorn is the right name because they are so magical and sparkly. Yes, Sharon is mentioning, yes, no unicorns were harmed during the process of the development, and all the ingredients were kindly donated by these beautiful magical creatures. So no worries, we're all fine here, and this is something to play with. If you would like to check the consistency, I will show you now. And you can see I was using this one a bit. So it's very much like gel, very much like gel paste with tiny bits of the sand in it. So I will try to be smart and put the stencil on both at the same time. And it's very easy to apply. You can hear the sand ingredients and the glittery ingredients in it. So it's creamy, easy to apply. You don't need a lot to get the result, but you can layer that quite thick if you like. And let's put the unicorn to compare on the other. Just look at this. So pretty. So pretty. So you can see after application, the gel is still more visible, but after drying, it is going to turn into transparent like this. Two kinds of paste to spice up your projects a little bit. Of course, because they are gel based, if they get a little bit too thick, you can add some water to them as well. And you can simply just add color to them if you like, because the gel base means the base is transparent. If you'd like to change them, adding a tiny bit of acrylic paint or ink, you can. Of course, you have to be careful, especially with the unicorn one, because you don't want to lose all that sparkle. You have to add the extra ingredients bit by bit, but you can surely play and see what is going to happen. So I hope these two are going to be fun to try. And they come in this kind of handy sizes, so they are not too big, not too small. This is the same size of the jar as the snowflake paste, and this is going to be some extra you put on your backgrounds, on your journal pages, on your tags, on your cards, on your covers, anything you like. They dry naturally, or you can use the heat gun, of course. There's no special way of drying them, just like any other gel. So if you use the Métallique paste or gel before, you will have the good idea how to use them. The only side note is, if you see, there are bigger chunks of glitter in the unicorn paste. So if you would like to use it with a very detailed stencil, you have to be a little bit careful and maybe pick up these big ones. They really look almost like fish scales. Okay, so if it happens that there's this big one on your way, which is beautiful, of course, you can just pick it up if you really use the detailed, very, very fine stencil. That would be my advice, because we really threw a bunch of this chunky pieces in that project. In that product. Okay. And now, finally, molds. Okay, the molds. Again, I'm trying to be prepared. We've got 7 molds. 7. 4 are smaller and 3 are bigger. And we are going to try them and see how they work. You've seen some of the elements in the demo of the waxes, but I'm going to show you how nice they are. They are the same grade as other Prima molds, so you can use them with hot glue, with resin, with any kind of paste, any kind of clays, whatever you use in the molds, you can use it here, including food. These have the approval for the food, so if you need some elements like that on your cake, or maybe you need chocolates in the shape of the cogs and hearts, why not? I would love to eat a chocolate in the shape of the gear or a cog. That would be so, so fun. Perfect for the steampunk party, I think. Right? So here I've got some kind of the paste, and this is this delicate like porcelain paste. I got it somewhere on the way traveling, so this is very soft and you can just press it into the mold. My experience is the more intricate the element is, the better is to use something hard. Something that you can pour inside instead of pressing. Okay, so I have some starch here, and I'm going to just press 1 or 2 for you so you can see them. Something not too complicated, maybe a wing. Okay, a wing. If you want to use them, you can put some starch. This is potato starch, because Ireland is all about potatoes. In the United States, I heard you're using cornstarch. So this is the same thing, right? So you can just press it in patiently. I am not patient. I usually use the resins or elements that are more for pouring in the molds, because I like to have them hard and more detailed. So let's have a look. Voila. Okay. This is one of the ready to go elements. This is something that comes out of the mold, and of course it's up to you. I prefer to use the soft paste like this one for putting in my molds, but you can easily you can very, very easily use the hot glue if you're in emergency and need something that dries quickly. And the best results you are going to get, of course, with something like special clay or resin or other similar things. So again, let's maybe try to get something mechanical. Okay, so let's try to make the cog. Again, I'm putting some, of course, too much of the starch. And I will try to press it as much as I can. This one is harder to make right with this kind of clay, because it has the extra details in it, and I can't promise I am patient and precise enough to do it right. So just bear with me. Yeah. That would be better to leave for longer, because you can see what happens. This is what I meant. If you don't wait, you get wonky, wonky shapes, right? So you can see this is the good thing. You can bend your element if you like, but the bad thing is if you take it out too early, this is what happens. So let's pretend it never happened. But it's very, very easy. Let me show you the designs now, okay? So you've seen the wing. I put it all together. It never existed. Do it for later. So they are the small ones, and this is called Annabelle, and it has this face in 2 sizes, some nice swirly decors, and the hearts. Okay, so you can use it for adding some focal points on your project. I was missing some focal points, that's why I made some of the molds with the faces. Second one, another with the face. This is floral one. So this is Fairy Queen, and I think, because I keep forgetting the names, so there is a beautiful girl, Art Nouveau style, some nice swirls and a lot of flowers going with that, and a big swirl as well. So this is like a flourish going with this. So this is another design. So that would work really nicely again as a focal point, and then some details to go with it. There will be some nice samples on the blog today, later, showing you this one. And the third one with the girl, again in Art Nouveau style, which I am obsessed with a little bit. So the poppy flowers and the beautiful queen, beautiful, beautiful face of the girl. And this is, again, the focal point I wanted. And finally, this lady I was showing you before. So this is the one. Oh, she got dirty. So this is the one. It's a beautiful medallion with the flowers, very vintage looking. And again, the smaller version of the flower queen from here, and flowers all around it. So this would be great for me to put like a nice element, which will be the focal point on my collage. And I was missing faces like that in the molds. They were mostly big elements like flowers, flourishes, like architectural elements, but nothing like that. And then the 3 big molds, they are more into steampunk style, something that I was missing again. So I made a set of the wings. There are 3 bigger wings. You can see them after taking out. This is the biggest wing from that set. And then this combined with some cogs and gears, because of course we need them together, because it's all about steampunk and it's all about mechanical stuff. So you could see these are really nice deep molds, and you can pour whatever you want in them, and I was using them quite a lot to create samples. The second one with the gears is this one, and I was trying to create the shapes you can find in old clocks and alarm clocks as well. There will be some keys, I think. I'm not sure if you call them the keys, if they're for clocks. In Polish it's the same, but forgive me, this is not my first language, but you know, these ones you use to wind up the clock. And then there will be also some screw heads and bolt heads, so if you need them for the bigger projects, you can get them from the mold. They will be quite thick though. Okay, so they're not very delicate, and all of these elements, when you get them out from the mold, they're going to be quite thick. Let me show you. I've got some of them here, so you will see. And the last one is the moons and the stars. There's a collection of the moons. There will be half moons and the full moons, and then different shapes and sizes of the stars, because they are going with everything. And again, I was missing good mold with the elements like that. They will be great focal points again for your art. All the small ones will be great for add-on in different the different parts of the collage you're creating. And of course, you could see how easy they are to paint, right? So just to show you again, this is one of the wings. This is one of the ladies. This was just wax on the top. This is one of the mechanical elements that looks like inside of the pocket watch. And then let me show you, because here I've got some of them ready. So this is the element that looks like the mechanical from the clock. This is the big gear. This is the flourish from the set with the lady, and here are some of the faces. This is Annabelle. This is this flower queen. Absolutely nice. Then we've got, oh, another flower queen. We've got the moon. This is the biggest moon. You can see how nice it is. So you've got the idea of the sizes. You can also see how thick the elements are. They're quite nice, so you can do a lot with that. This is the bigger face of the lady, the queen, and the smaller version of the same one. What else have I got? A smaller mechanical part. Oh, this is one of the cogs, and this is one of the cogs I was using on this project. I'm going to show you in a moment now. So you can see they're quite thick. It's very cool when you can combine them with the other ones, maybe with chipboards or the metals, because then you get different dimensions, if you know what I mean. This is one of the stars. You can see this is one of the star sets. That is one of the moon faces. Yeah, so I was playing with that, trying to get some elements for my samples, and these ones are going to be, oh, I even glued some things together. These will be very useful for any kind of mixed media, because they are different shapes and sizes on one mold, so you can repeat easily the same group of elements. If you need a group of stars, you have a lot of them. So you've got 2 barn stars here, and 3 barn stars, and then more traditional stars. So if you're planning something with the Starry Night, you can just use one mold and you have enough elements to probably cover one collage. You don't have to repeat 100 times to get enough of the elements. The same here. When I was creating this one, it is like, okay, I'm going to recreate a bunch of the steampunk elements so I can create one collage, and then I've got everything in front of me, and it's easier for me to build something, because if you know my style, you know I mix and match, and I need elements which are bigger and smaller. They need to be different shapes and sizes. So this is what I was trying to create here. When you have a mold, you've got the selection of the sizes already. You can pick the one that works, okay? And this is something that I think works for everybody. The same thing here. I was really looking for different shapes of the flowers, different shapes of the faces, and sizes of the faces. So I will be able to build things using the big element as a focal point and surrounding that with the other elements around. So, you know. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you like them, because honestly I'm so excited about the molds, and I'm so excited about the waxes and the pastes, and there's much more coming. I can't show you everything yet because not everything is on my table, but it's coming. So, but for now I can just entertain you a little bit, showing you how you can alter the little jar using the elements we were showing you before. How about that? Okay. Let's make some space. If you have any questions in the meantime, I'm very happy to answer. So I'm just getting ready. First of all, we need some elements. So I've picked some of the elements from the molds. These are like hard plaster or clay, quite nicely detailed. So you can see I've got some of the cogs. I've got some of my mechanicals as well. You can see the bolts here and screw heads. They are taken from the mold as well. And for the coloring, we are going to use the waxes. For this project, I used a combination of peacock, electric violet, and then I was adding highlights with the heather hills. So I use the 3 colors you can see here, but maybe I will do something else on this one. So this is just an easy recycling project, and this is really fun to do. You don't really need much Okay, so the starting point is your empty, sorry, it's your empty packaging. This is the Melange Art Pebbles jar. I'm sure you have some jars like that at home. They are just waiting to be used. I have plenty of these. I'm either using them for storage, but sometimes you need something special. So first step is adding a coat of gesso just to make everything matte and nice to stick to. So this is what I did before, because it will be very boring for you to watch me painting with black gesso. So I usually use black color if I want to go with the metallic finishes because they shine better. So now we can add some nice things on the top. If you will look at mine, you can see I created some simple textures using twine. And yeah, this is like the band-aid, fabric band-aid from the pharmacy. This is what I used before. So I'm just going to add some layers to my jar first. And because gesso is already on, this is going to stick nicely. And I notice it's not easy to buy this kind of band-aid everywhere in the world, so this is the Polish one. I keep buying it when I go to visit my family. You can use it for so many things. My first purpose for using that is art journaling. But as you can see, any kind of mixed media works. Of course, you can add it to the top as well, so it's going to look nicer. All the products we are showing you are going to be shipped to the stores in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So they should be available everywhere, wherever there are Prima retailers. Whoever is carrying Prima, you should ask them to bring the products, because this is something that is retailers release. This is not big chain store only, like we had the release for Michael's. This is for everybody, everywhere around the world. You don't have to wait for anything. This is like just regular release, and hopefully it's going to be available everywhere really quickly. So in the meantime, you can see I'm just adding textures. I added twine, another popular supply we should have at home, and I'm just going to get rid of the excess. Open the jar. Okay, so you can see this is very, very simple idea. Now we need some kind of adhesive, and if you need adhesive, I suggest using modeling paste or heavy body gel or 3D gel. Heavy body gel dries the fastest, so I'm going to use this one. It's very, very strong and thick gel medium. I'm going to take some on the lid, so it's going to be easier for me to use it. And now we can stick all the elements we want on the top. If you'd like to use some elements like chipboards, of course you can. It's up to you really. You can use whatever you've got in front of you on the table, and imagination is the limit, because after painting and waxing, everything will look like made of metal anyway, so you don't have to stop yourself too early. I'm just using some random pieces of chipboard here. Okay, that looks nice. And you can think about the color palettes you like, but if you're not sure, it's good to start with one color first and then experiment with the others, adding bit by bit. Because with the waxes, it's not so easy to reverse the whole process because they do really resist the water. So trying to put the wing this way so something will be visible. Okay, and now big blob of the gel, we press it in, and the same thing with the wing. So this is going to be the starting point, and then you can layer some other things on the top. For example, I'm going to use another element from the mold, another gear on the top of it. This is really fun project, great for beginners as well, because it's very, very hard to do something wrong here. Just to show you how it is happening, how quickly you can make the transformation. Okay? And now, we are now adding some smaller bits next to it to fill the space. So I was planning to use this little moon face. Looks a little bit spooky. I love it. Then some smaller part, maybe like this bolt. Oops, sorry. And then I will be able to fill that with some mechanicals as well. Maybe this one here, or maybe I will just add some smaller stars, metallic stars, and some nuts. Okay. Okay, let's see if we have anything that will fit here. Okay, this fits perfectly. Then I can add one more here, pretending this is screwed to the top. No, this is too big. I don't like it, but I put it here. And I will find a smaller one to go here. Perfect. The top is almost ready, and I will now decorate the side of the jar. So I will find this place that I would like to decorate. Maybe I will try to hide this knot. Again, big blob of gel and gluing. One is here. Let's try with this one next to it. Yeah, they look really nice together. Then I was thinking about using a flower to make it a little bit more interesting, not just the mechanicals all the time. Okay. And then something to finish, so stay there. Yeah, this is what happens when you try to be too fast. And maybe something like that. Try to break it. It's not easy. Uh-oh. No, I broke it in the wrong way. Let's forget it. I'll put this flower instead. Forgive me. I will use it for something else later. Okay, so that looks like a good start, and then that is going to go together with the lid. Quite nice. Of course, you can repeat the composition a couple of times around, like I did here. You can go and add a small one on the back as well. And of course, it's important to finish with some smaller bits and pieces. So I'm just going to add 1 or 2 stars. And then maybe, again, some nuts or bolts. If you could see what is happening here in the background, you would see my cat is hunting and the Mishkin is staring at the wall, not breaking the eye contact. And I'm not sure what that is, but I think that may be a spider. So I won't check until the end of the show, okay? Because I would not like to be interrupted by a big Irish spider getting friendly. You know what I mean. It's just not the right thing to do when you are on air. But it's absolutely fascinating what the cat is doing now. Okay. Putting the last bit in. Okay, you can see there are a lot of blobs of gel, and there are two things you can do with that. One of them is to take the wet brush and brush it off. So you can do that like this. But there's even better thing, just cover that with some little things like micro beads, or maybe you would like to use some of the art stones. That is just easier, especially if you're a beginner and not sure what to do. I'm just going to cover them with art stones so nobody will see what is happening under. So for that we're going to use some of the gel. Let's get some maybe of the soft gel as an adhesive. You can see this is very different comparing to the heavy body. This is very liquid. Okay, so now I'm going to just add a tiny bit here and there. And then before painting it, of course, we need to dry it. So I will just dab some of the soft gel, and now how to do it in a clean way. Here's my mat. Yeah. Okay. Again. That's what's happening when you are trying to be fast and not drying in between. But worry not. Just use more gel. Okay, now let's show the details a bit. So I'm trying to gently remove the excess. Okay, I can see that some people are lost the connection. We didn't do much in the meantime, and hopefully you missed the moment when one of the elements fell off. So this is where we are now. We have the black gesso as the background, elements glued with the heavy body gel, and finally art stones glued with the soft gel, which is very strong liquid adhesive. And then I will repeat that on the top as well. And then I will dry everything with the heat gun. And of course it would be safer if I would just dry the elements before tapping. But Facebook Live is Facebook Live and you have to speed up. So I'm just adding a bit of gel here and there. And again, trying to reveal the elements we would like to see, like the face of the moon or the top of the embellishments. Quite nice result. Now I can take, hopefully, the leftovers. Yay! And now I can dry it all. Important thing, when you dry the plastic jar, be careful, don't melt it, because I did it by accident. I'm just checking how it is doing. It's quite okay. So I will be drying this one a little bit from the distance, and I will start painting this one again with the black gesso. So that should be enough. I need to dry it before we will put the wax on the top. Okay? I'm trying to be very careful, and in the normal situation I would let it dry for longer, so I would be sure the elements are not going anywhere. But as I mentioned before, Facebook Live is Facebook Live, and you don't want people to wait and watch you drying your project, because it's boring. It's a good moment to go and get a cup of tea or coffee as well, so that may be an advantage, but I feel the pressure, okay? So I'm checking now on this one, and it's almost ready. You can see the gesso, it's turning much. Just trying to clean off the things I don't need here and just adding the last touches. And in a moment or two we will be able to add the wax. So now, hard decision, what color do we want to do? And I was thinking this comes in the shades of blue, so maybe we will go something pink and orange. Something really, really fiery in color. What do you think about pink and orange? So the plan is to go with the pink and orange. Trying to close the jar so I can hold it easily. Okay. Now it's good to have the colors of your choices. So I'm going to go with the Indian pink, and I'm going to go with Firebird, and maybe a tiny bit of this purple. So we will see how this is going to go nicely or not. This is experiment, so you never know. I'm going to start with these two, mostly with the pink, and then I will try to add some highlights of the Firebird on the top. And so now let's find a brush. There was a brush that should be already dirty in pink, yeah. And then let's, it's still a little bit dirty here, but I will start waxing, and I'm just going to wax everything, introducing a tiny bit of this purple as well. And a bit of wax goes really long way, so once you have it on your brush, you can do a lot. Just look at that. It's amazing transformation, and it's really, really cool that you can do it so quickly. So this is one of the cool things about waxes. They transform everything in basically no time. And this is the technique that it's very easy to apply, and the beginners who are afraid of paint, this one is moving a bit, so I have to be careful, they may be very successful with waxes because they feel more confident. It's easier to control, it doesn't drip, it's just more like adding the color just exactly where you want it. You can see I'm trying to be very, very, very careful. I will try to get inside of these details in a moment. Now the challenge is here. You know that I'm afraid to touch it because I'm afraid it was not dried enough, but I will be brave. I will try to dab it a little bit more. Just look how beautiful it is. So I'm applying the electric violet and the Indian pink together. Very lovely color combination, very rich. And I'm just waxing on the top of the black gesso. Yeah, this is the one which I am not happy with. So I will hold it when I'm waxing. This one should be dried longer or more carefully. I have far too much of the purple, so I'll put it in other places as well. Yes, and this is what happens. Oh, life. That's the one. And I'm putting the coat of the wax in the other places as well. Now cleaning my fingers and taking a smaller brush to get into the details. I would like to get inside of the little bits and pieces. Yeah, I know. It should be dried longer. It's me and my fault. I am too fast with it. So I'm just carefully going into the bits that are not completely solid yet. And inside of the places I could not reach with the big brush. Okay, so now we can add the highlights, and you can add the highlights using the brush, or you can use your finger just to touch the tops. This is another option, so I will show you how it works with the finger. Just take a bit to start, and you start rubbing it on the tops. Just look at this. This is a lovely color combination, and you can get amazing results. When I'm doing that with the finger, I'm removing the excess because I'm afraid if I will go directly from the tin on the project, the big blob will happen. You could see the big blob when I was applying with the brush. So if it's on the finishing touch stage, that may be a problem. So I have to be careful. And every time when I feel I need to remove the excess, I'm just removing that on my hand. I'm quite excited about this color. Look. Here's the place where I have to be careful. Because this is the guy that likes to come off. I will take a small brush and get into it. But hey, that is quite pretty. So you can see this was just Indian pink and the electric violet as a base color. Now I can add the finishing touches with the smaller brush. And I'm using the Firebird, which is the new orange color. And remember, when you are using the waxes with your brushes, you have to wash the brushes later with the hot water and soap or dishwashing liquid, something that will remove the grease, because they are really, really greasy. This is something that is important if you would like to keep your brushes safe. Yeah, sorry. So I'm trying to find all the bits and pieces that I would like to highlight. Really, the best results you always get with your finger, because you can touch only the parts that are really the tops, so you get better dimension. But sometimes you can't reach everything that you would like to reach. So that's why I'm using the small brush as well. So the last thing you can do is add something sparkly to it. Like, this is not enough sparkle, you think? Let's look at the original one. You can see I added a tiny bit of the glitter finish just to make it more fun. So we can do the same thing here. We can add a tiny bit of the glitter, and the best way to apply it, of course, is again to get a bit of the gel. So I'm using a bit of the soft gel. I'm trying to find the glitter in the right color. That seemed to be the right one. I think maybe I can find something in the shade of pink as well to make it nicer. Well, that seems to be good option. Yeah, I don't need to look anymore. Let's add the last finishing touches. So with the glitter you have to be extremely careful, so I'm not going to put a lot, just in the depths of the project. So somewhere here, maybe inside of the flowers as well, and hiding this blob of the purple I created by accident, and this gesso that is still wet. Now, before that, we'll use the mat again, and I'm going to sprinkle a bit of each color. This is beautiful copper. Yes, it's beautiful copper, and it goes everywhere. Now, this is of course too much, so I will take a brush and brush off the excess. So this is the combination for today, just to show you a closer look in a moment and compare. So on this one we've used 3 colors. It was the Indian Pink, Electric Violet and Firebird, and on this one it was the Peacock, Electric Violet and a bit of the Heather Hills. And I hope you enjoy the show, and you can see life is not easy. Even if you're a mixed media designer, things happen to you, and well, you can always fix the things and just pretend this is exactly what you wanted, and this is just another way of putting things together. Of course, this part is not dry yet, and I will have to dry it properly. But you can see the combination of the colors. And as Sharon was mentioning before, all these products will be available in the stores in the next weeks. So Prima is starting the shipping process next week and the week after. And then after that, you will be able to look at the shelves of your favorite shops, and they will be there. So stay tuned, because soon you will see more of the products. We can't really show you everything in one show, but I hope that was entertaining. Just look at my hands. And I will just say my goodbyes now, and thank you so much for joining. Oh, you can see I'm really tired now, because there's a fire behind me. You can see it's burning, so it's really hot in the studio at the moment. And I hope that was really good time. And if you have a closer look at the Prima blog, you will see the most beautiful projects done by my design team. And tonight I will put a blog post on my own Finnabair.com, so you will see a little bit more in there. And then watch us on Instagram and on Facebook to see more. And well, spread the word. Tell your favorite shop which products you would like to see on your shelves. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here. And I will try to take good photos of these guys tomorrow when there will be some daylight. And I will post it, of course, on Instagram with the link to this video, so you can send your friends to see it. Okay? Let me know if you need anything, and we are trying to do our best to answer. And stay tuned, because there's a bit more coming. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great night for some of you. And I hope to see you soon.